And you go to his social media and it's completely scrubbed.
Canada is the testing ground for the worst tyranny in the West. It needs to be liberated. It is. Everything you see in Canada is coming here, folks.
Nicholas Jordan Wagter was found guilty of a thought crime and was kidnapped in Canada. Well, there is an update now, and I'll be telling you about that here in just a moment. The case here, I'll link this below. This is the initial issue. Dissenter kidnapped and detained in Canada. I gave an update about him still missing. Well, let me give you an overview of the story in case you're not familiar. The good news is he has been released and has released another video. I'll get to that for you in a moment now. This is the overview. This is a good overview right here. We'll play some of this guy's video. Looks like Joseph Bourne.
So what happens when a genius starts pushing back against the system? A young man in BC was detained and forced into a psych ward after spreading awareness about state overreach in Canada.
This is Dr. Emery. He's a resident psychiatrist, senior resident. So I'm going to certify you under the Mental Health Act. We're going to bring you to hospital, do testing on you, and you're going to talk to a psychiatrist in a controlled environment because we don't believe that you're going to attend an appointment.
I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
His name was Nicholas Wagter, and he was detained by police officers after they claimed he was certified by Dr. Christine Taylor.
Yeah, because all you have to do is look at someone to certify them. That's all it takes. You just wave a magic wand, and he is certified as needing to be detained, basically, go into a psych ward, have a, where psychiatrists are acting as priests now. There is no jury, there is no trial, there is no crime that needs to be committed. They just decide, you know what, we don't like your political dissent, therefore we're going to go ahead and take you in. And that's where this interaction there, you'll hear the cop say some things, you'll hear the psychiatrist say you're certified, and then the psychiatrist says to the doctor he's certified, and the cop's just like, oh, okay, okay, he's certified. So that's all that matters. Of course, that's basically like found guilty.
Certified by Dr. Christine Taylor, who for some reason had all of her online profiles completely wiped. She apparently evaluated him at a coffee shop where he was holding a meet and greet to connect with people when she and her associates ambushed him and didn't even talk to him for 2 seconds before he stormed out.
I'm a physician.
Okay, so I'm going to leave. Because what I'm going to tell you is that what you're doing right now is illegal.
How is it illegal?
What is it? It's an ambush is what you're doing.
It's a mental health assessment, and we need to know what's going on with you.
They sat down pretending to be interested in a flyer that he had passed out or something of that sort, and he recognized it immediately. And now they're like, oh, we need to evaluate you.
The weird part is he circled back to the cafe and found that everyone in the cafe seemed to be undercover. One person had a gun, the others had wires and walkie-talkies.
Secret police.
Like they were setting up a sting operation. They're claiming
this is exactly what he's warning against, too. He's warning against Vancouver becoming basically a Chinese-controlled state, and that is what they're going after him for.
That in that 2-second interaction, the psychiatrist had enough evidence to certify him. Well, I looked into BC's policy for involuntary admission, and they have 4 conditions before they can admit anyone, and literally only one condition was met. The person is deemed by a doctor not suitable as a voluntary patient. So the state actually gave doctors the power to admit anyone they deem unwell into a psychiatric ward without their consent.
Yep, that's absolutely what they can do, and it is a really wicked thing, a very wicked thing. I go into more detail about what he was talking about there in that first video, and I'll link that below for you. We also need to pay attention to the MAID Act, which has now made its way into America. It is in New York, and Governor Holcomb has just signed that in as of February. Tucker Carlson actually talked about that in his most recent episode, exposing the state-sponsored death cult. It is the medical assistance in dying So it's basically euthanasia, but there's also involuntary euthanasia where people are killed against their will. That's exactly what happened to this Ontario man back in, I think it was a few years ago, but Ontario man dies of MAID after being assessed outside of Tim Hortons. So outside of a coffee shop, he's assessed and taken and murdered, killed, eliminating his life against his will. That is the kind of tyranny that's going on in Canada. So we'll get to the fact that this Nicholas Jordan was released, and so that's good news. He made it out alive. What's interesting is there's a video. There's a video that someone else shared on social media. Let me find it here. Okay. Unacceptable Canadian Girl says, Nicholas Jordan Wagter is back from his re-education at the Ministry of Love, and he's now very obviously reading from a script. What did they do to him? This is some deeply disturbing Orwellian stuff. For those of you that don't know the story, then she's recapping the story there. So let's go ahead and watch this. I've got more coming after this.
Hello to everyone who supported me during this journey. I wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and sharing my videos. This entire ordeal was the culmination of months of work with respect to trying to get the word out, trying to let people know about the tyrannical dictatorship forming in Canada. Canadians had a right to know what was going on, and I was trying to uphold that right. I believe that after the videos that I posted went viral, I succeeded in my mission, and I was able to inform Canadians as to what's going on. The ball is now in all Canadians' court. Following this successful mission, I've decided to change tacks and to fight through a medium other than social media. I found a new job where I will be fighting to change the hearts and minds of people in boardrooms and in courts other than online. My social media will not be politics focused moving forward. Again, I'd like to express my deepest of appreciations for everyone who platformed me, or everyone and everyone else who helped push my story. I'm incredibly grateful for the support. I hope everyone has a happy Canada Day, and I'll see you hopefully sometime in the future.
So, very interesting. He had devoted his life, last several years or whatever, to political activism. And now all of a sudden, he's not going to do that anymore. Something is not right here, and it gives off serious Andrew Dawson vibes. Don't know who that is. MK Ultra. Just people's comments here. Gives off MK Ultra vibes. Various things people saying. Talking about him reading 1980 Ford. So he was going around warning about the communist takeover, warning about all of those things, and basically devoting all of his vocational activity and everything to that over the last several years, I believe. And he wrote papers on this kind of thing. He had he had laid out all these things that were going on in Vancouver, all of those things, and so now he's not going to. All of a sudden. And you go to his social media and it's completely scrubbed. It's got 9 posts, and those posts are, I don't know, him lifting weights, a couple of other various miscellaneous things. This is his Instagram. This is where he was posting all the stuff where he was held captive. So he's still got a paper here, I guess. Einstein theory, and so there's a few things there, but mostly that's gone. And then his Twitter X account, I had that open. Here it is. Okay, I was trying to get to that, and we'll get to. There's the video she shared, but where's he didn't have much on. He didn't post much on Twitter anyway. So as far as this goes, we're gonna take a look now at a few other things. Let me just And I'll come back and talk about the issues going on in America in another video. Governor Hochul signs the Medical Aid in Dying Act into law in New York State. That's a serious problem. I agree with what Alex Jones has to say about this, about Canada being a testing ground. Here's what he says.
Canada is the testing ground for the worst tyranny in the West. It needs to be liberated. It is. Everything you see in Canada is coming here, folks.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It is absolutely a testing ground, and it is extremely tyrannical right now. Got that medical tyranny just running absolute wild. Thank God that he's been released and that he is alive, because everybody wondered, is he going to make it out alive? So he is alive at this moment, and we'll see how that looks going forward. So be praying about that and pushing back against tyranny any which way that you can. Leave your thoughts below. Be sure to hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe for more content like this. Adam's Analysis. Be analyzing different events going on, major issues, cultural issues, and all kinds of things from a theological, analytical, and pastoral perspective. Take a look down in the pinned comment for related videos, and the channel trailer is there as well. God bless.